welcome back to Building the Boys. We now have issue 119 of Hachette's Build the Titanic. Getting close, only 21 to go after this one. It's getting there, it's getting there. In this one, we are installing the, you will be very careful how you say this, very careful, the engine room deckhead. The engine room deckhead. It looks light work. I'll be honest with you, it looks light work. We are literally screwing this in and we're putting the overheads through. So you would have had the beam left over from 118, which is this one. We're going to use that. We'll have two more in this one. Those are going to thread through, and with hopes and prayers, they're going to go through to the holes in the bottom of this. I hope so. At the end of this one, we'll be having our Titanic talk. We'll be talking about tragic friendship that was odd, because it led to us believing somebody maybe perished on Titanic that didn't. But we'll go into that one at the end. Without further ado, let's get this one open. Let's get this one built. If you haven't yet, please remember to like and subscribe. Okay, so let's take a look at what comes inside issue 190. Oh god, see, there's a strangely limited edition, highly collectible Building the Boys keyring. That's not supposed to be in there. I swear that's not product placement. Okay, let's see what we get in there. We get, this is a large piece. This is a really large piece. Yeah, it is. So that is going to attach to the engine room. Now, I hope there's some screws because I can't see them. I could just see the strangely limited edition Build the Boys keyring, which I swear isn't product placement. Let's see what we have here. We have one of the overheads, two of the overheads, and then the one from the last one, three of the overheads. Cool. Right, let's get this installed. Now, I thought there were screws to go with this, but there isn't. This is a clip fit part. So we're not screwing in anything. So this is, if it fits, this is really light work. So if it fits, that's the key part there. So what we're doing is we take this piece here. So our three holes face toward the main body of the engine. Yeah, here we go. Snug. Right. Okay, we need to find a way of getting this under there. Yep. You're going to go. You don't want to, but you're going to. Because I said you are. Right. I'm making a meal at this. I'm conscious of the little aerials on the engine. I don't want to push... Oh, God, I'm nowhere near. Nowhere near. Right, so that's worry for no reason. Right, get down here. There we go. There we go. Now, there are tabs. So this is going to sit on the tabs. So I've got all of those ones in. The ones at the front are nowhere near, so I need to lift that up and get these tabs in. Believe it or not, that's it. So now we've got these three overheads that should go down into the bottom. That one there. That one there. Now, have those threaded all the way through to the bottom? I don't know. Let's find out. Okay, I'm peering in. Yes, they have. Should they sit flat? That's what I'd like to know. Or should they protrude? No, they should protrude a little bit. Okay, that's good. So these don't sit flat. So they should be out a little. That's good. Phew. That's it. Wow. That's a lot shorter than I thought it was going to be. That's really short. But that's how that's now looking. So we have this in here. So we have our engine room is now a room. It really is. So where are we? Yeah. I'm hoping a light goes through here. Because if it doesn't, that's going to be dark. There's got to be. Surely a light goes through there. I think it does. It must. I hope it bloody does.
Right.
It must. Surely. That's got to light up. It's got to. It's got to. But it's looking nice. I mean, this is now a contained engine room. So it's looking good, right? That's how we are. Fantastic. Let's have a chat. That's that one done. That one took me by surprise. I didn't think it was going to be that bloody quick. That was literally on, done. And it's like, wow, that's remarkable. Yes, it doesn't screw in, but it's in. I mean, it's not going anywhere. It's in, it's firm, it's secure. I really, really hope that there's got to be a light going into that engine room. I can kind of see there's gaps up here that I believe light's going to shine down through. Has to, right? It's looking nice. It's looking so nice now. And it is, like I said, it's feeling final. It's feeling like we're finishing up. I don't know what more we do to the engine room. I don't think we do anything more to the engine room, to be honest with you. I think that's done. In the next one, we are installing a bracket. That's it. So it's, again, it's light work, I suppose, which is the calm before the storm, because I believe 21 onwards, we're going to get more intense with what we're doing. So we're going to be linking the decks together. And finally, so all three of those decks will bolt together. We're going to test the light. We're going to test the electrics. We are moving toward the end game now. Masts are coming. Cranes are coming. So we're going back to the deck. The poop deck's coming. So we've got a lot coming up. So there'll be a lot more labour-intensive issues. So enjoy this calm before the storm. That's all for the build instructions. If you are sticking around for our Titanic talk, we are talking about this fine figure of a man here. That's Henry Sutor Jr. And we know a lot more about him now than we did. His story is he was an American. And he came from a good family. They weren't wealthy. They certainly weren't wedged up. They weren't millionaires or anything like that. They did all right. And he was known as a trimmer. So he fit upholstery to carriages originally, but he'd started doing automobiles because that had become the new thing. But he decided that, I need something more. I need something more. He had the itch, and decided he was going to go see the world. That's what he was going to do. And he was going to go and see the world. And he was going to go with his mate. So he had a mate called Henry Irwin. Howard Irwin. So Henry and Howard were going to go see the world. That's what they're going to do. So the plan was they were both musicians. So the idea was that maybe they could pick up some work along the way and sort of, job their way around the world. And they went all over the place, and they really did. So they embarked on their journey in January 1st, 1911. Now, the reason why we know this is because the story gets a bit weird. That's a little unusual. So they go traveling. They see Europe, they see Africa, they see Australia. And it's in Australia that the two part ways. So they've been traveling together for around about a year at this point, and they part ways. Henry wants to go one way, Howard wants to go another. There is a minor disagreement about what the trip is. So one of them wants to see, the wonders of the world. Another one wants, women and booze. I can relate. So that's so that they parted ways. Not bad. They've never fallen out, but it was like kind of, I want to see this, man, and you want to do that. So how about, rather than one of us end up doing something we don't want to do, we'll part ways. So they parted ways, and they met up again. So they met up again in Africa about 8 months later and hung out. And the plan was that they were both going to sail back to America. So this was kind of the final leg of their journey. And they boarded Titanic in Cherbourg. So both of them boarded Titanic. And were both sadly lost. So their bodies were never recovered. However, they weren't both lost, and they didn't both get on the Titanic. However, they both had tickets. So both of them had tickets to Titanic. However, only one of them got on. Unfortunately, Henry Sutor Jr. was the one that got on board, and he had Howard's luggage. So he had Howard's chests and whatnot been loaded onto the ship. Howard just didn't arrive. Now, why Howard didn't arrive remains somewhat of a mystery, and it is still being researched today why Howard didn't get on the ship. And it's got nothing to do with premonition or anything like that. Howard was the more bohemian of the two. Should we say that? He's probably enjoyed himself in France way too much. But he didn't get on. He didn't get on. But they thought he had. So his stuff sank with Titanic. But no one knows why he didn't get on the ship, which is really weird. So there's few ideas. I think they've narrowed it into about 3 reasons why it didn't happen. One of them was he got shanghaied into the Foreign Legion. I don't think that one's true. It'd be great if it was. Another one was that he was running from the law, that his shenanigans had caught up with him. Another was he just missed the boat. That's, he just wasn't on time for the ship to set sail. But they are still digging into this story. And the reason why we know this story is because they found his chest. So his chest was recovered from Titanic. And inside of his chest was a diary. And the diary had the whole adventure in it. So he'd kept the diary from the 1st of January. And he's funny, right? He genuinely is a funny guy. You read some of the passages and you're like, he's pretty funny. When he describes the journey, he said, I'm thinking it'll take about 2 years. And he said, best case scenario, it'll take us 2 years to do. Worst case scenario, it'll take us 2 years to do. And I'm like, that's quite funny. So his whole thing is, look, it could be a great 2 years or a bloody terrible 2 years, or it might only take 2 years. He's a funny guy. But his whole journey was documented in this, and it tells where they went up to. And it goes right up to Titanic. We're going to get the Titanic back to New York, and then no more entries because naturally his luggage went with Henry, and he didn't. So it's a very unusual one, but it's an odd one because the romantic in me bizarrely wishes they were together. So if one of them was going to go down, I would have preferred both of them go together, or both of them not get on at all. It just seems like a sad end to this adventure that one of them went ahead and didn't make it and one of them did. Who knows? Had they been together, maybe Howard, who was a little bit more bohemian, might have found them a way off. Might have found them way off the ship. I don't know. But yeah, it's a very strange one. But these 2 young men just went out to see the world. They went out to see the world, and there's a belief that possibly they could have tried to get work on the Titanic as musicians. But off they went. They found his clarinet. So Howard played the clarinet, and it was inside. It was with Henry. So his clarinet was in Henry's luggage, not Howard's luggage, which again is a bit weird. But it's what happened. But we will find out. I'm sure at some point people are still digging into these backstories. I'm sure we will find out exactly why he didn't get on the ship. But I'm sure he's very relieved he didn't, and I'm sure he misses his friend dearly. Because imagine that if you'd spent the best part of 2 years on an adventure with your buddy, meeting up in far off lands, in little cafes and bars and things like that, and exchanging stories of what's happened, and now all of a sudden your buddy just didn't make that final leg is, it's got to be a lot. But that is the story of Howard and Henry. We will be back with the final one for this month to finish out this month, which is issue 120, leaving us just 20 to go. Which, if we break that down, that is 5 more deliveries, which we break down by month. We should get another delivery at the end of this month, because we got this one early. We should get delivery right at the butt end of June, if not very early July. So we're going to be looking at July, August, September, October, November at the latest. I've got this one marked because of the weeks, the way this works, that Halloween week should be the week we finish this. We should receive the final parts the last week of October. So our beautiful girl will be ready to set sail by Christmas. It's exciting, right? I don't know when the cases come in. We're told the case comes with the last ones. It might not. I don't know. But we are ready to set sail. So we're excited news for the next ones as well. So we'll talk about that more in issue 120. But if that is all for this one, we'll be back very, very soon with issue 120, where we are putting in support beam. We're also taking some stuff off. So some brackets that we put on have to come off. Bloody part works, but that's the way it is. We'll be back very soon with issue 120. If you haven't yet, please remember to like and subscribe. Helps us massively. We really want you there for our maiden voyage. If you want to contact us, you can contact us at buildingtheboys@outlook.com. But until then, in a world where you can be literally anything you want to be. Just be nice, man. Take care, and I'll see you very soon.